Okay, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I completed all the greetings because I do not know when you will be opening this video or this file. And by the way, this is a discussion or a continuation of our discussion in our literature one, the introduction to literary studies, and specifically the module two, I believe, which is the literary devices. And part of this continuation is to discuss to you the selected lang ang mga iban lang nga literary devices that I think are very relevant uh, and very tied up to the concept of literature. Okay? So these literary devices, mauni sila ang ginagamit sa mga authors, sa mga literary poets, and many other writers, no? When it comes to exposing their ideas, thoughts, feelings, and ideologies. Mo ni ang gamito nila na mga tools when it comes to the exposition of their thinkings. So, literary devices, I know it sounds a little bit new, but let me again simplify each one of them with example kay para mas masabtan ga jud niyo. So, when we say literary devices, it is the starting point of the author nga maka-express siya og tarong or with a little bit of beauty sa iyang mga readers or sa iyang mga audience. Okay? So, let us begin with the kadali ra ining allegory. Let's begin with this, okay? Allegory is a type of literary device nga mura siyang story, okay? Mura siyang story or extended metaphor na nag-mean ng something else pero related gihapon. Okay? Done, I thank you very much. So, this is the extended metaphor or extended na comparison from this aspect of life to another aspect na sa life. That's what we call allegory. So, usually, ang kaninga literary device, naga-convey ni siya ng abstract ideas. Or para dili mong maglibog, na lang yun siya story na convey. Okay? Allegory or comparison, for example, life nato, sa life nato sa story ni Plato sa iyang allegory of the cave. Let's compare our life sa iyang allegory. So, sa allegory of the cave, there is this story concocted by Plato himself na ang ato daw life is comparable sa cave, okay? The society that we are experiencing is like a cave. Now, sa kuweba, jay tuyo ka tao daw dito, uh, blinded sa kamatuoran. Wala sila kabalo or wala sila ma-expose unsay world outside. So, what they see inside usually are shadows or shadowy figures nga nag-mean something else para sa ilaha kadtong mga tao nga naa sa ilalok or nasa cave. For example, joy sunlight tapos joy ay muagi na tao tapos joy shadow, ang shadow ila makita tapos they think that that shadow is their reality where in fact it is caused by another object nga nag-exist sa gawas. So, if we compare that to our life, it's like we don't see the truth here. Maybe it's all shadows. Oh, maybe the truth is outside of this cave nga makita nato when we see the real true light. Well, that's an example of extended metaphor. Kibali taas-taas siya na metaphor because as we all know, as we all know, metaphor is a direct comparison. No, dili na ka magamit og as or like. So, allegory is just like that, but extended lang. Taas-taas lang siya. May it be about morality, may it be about life in general, or politics, or love, no, or failure, or disagreement, anything. Basta kay taas-taas siya, mukha siyang short story na kumbaga, where it just replicates the story about life or the story about a certain topic So that's what we mean by allegory. Mao ni siya ang ginagamit nga literary device from the word itself, literary device. It's like a phone that the writer uses to express his or her ideas. Okay, that's allegory. Now, next one, don't forget allegory, ha? Extended metaphor or story that means something. Allusion is also a literary device nga indirect siya nga reference from this definition. Indirect reference siya sa well-known nga person, place, or event. It's like comparing someone to something nga famous or someone nga famous lang gihapon. Indirect reference lang nga ang difference, no? So, example, Mary, isa ka tao na si Mary is compared to another person nga famous, well-known jud nga si Mother Teresa. Okay, Mary is another Mother Teresa. So maybe si Mary is buutan as far as our reference is concerned. Si Mother Teresa man, so buutan siya. So pasabot, buutan si Mary. Okay? Another example sa allusion, indirect reference man, dili gyud ingon nga Mary is thoughtful or Mary is kind. So indirect reference to a well-known person man siya. Let's have an example of let's say Michael, ang Michael na pangalan. Okay na. Michael is another Jose Rizal. So maybe the characteristics that Michael portray naapod kang Rizal or tag-portray pod ni Rizal because this is an indirect reference. So maybe ang pasabot nako sa pag-ingon to nga statement is si Michael na ay a little bit of heroism sa iyang characteristic. Uh, he is capable of sacrificing himself tapos to save the people around him. Laong kibali. So this is allusion, indirect reference to a well-known person, place, or event. Okay? Again, allusion on tawag. How about sir place? Okay, place is also can also be compared sa character ng isa ka tao. Okay? For example, sa Garden of Eden, very famous nga place nga mabasa nimo sa Old Testament sa Bible, no? Garden of Eden, where it all began. So, sa Garden of Eden, I know that it is described as a very beautiful place, serene place, tapos peaceful, no? So, if sa Ijubayay, peaceful sab, tapos may asay gubot, sana all, ang ato diha pwede i-statement or i-state is our house or our home is another Garden of Eden. Okay? Our home, our backyard, our front yard is like a Garden of Eden. Nag-reference kibali ka. So that's allusion. Or event, pwede sub-event. Example, World War II. Yesterday's event was like a World War II. So allusion dyan siya tawag. Okay? You are referencing indirectly sa well-known person, well-known place, or event. Okay? Don't forget the concept of allusion. Next is amplification. Amplification adds detail, joy detalye, to strengthen the meaning. For example, the thesis paper was difficult. It required this and that. So, amplification from the word itself, amplify. Okay? To multiply something. To amplify means to strengthen the meaning of your statement. Ang imo statement sa example or ang statement sa example is, the thesis paper was difficult. Yes, understandable, pero i-amplify pa nimo siya para mas ma-emphasize yun nga, lisod yun ang thesis paper. It required RRL, revisions, proofreading, tapos lots of revisions. Amplified siya because you explained how difficult it was or how difficult it is sa imo tagpasabot nga the thesis paper was difficult. Okay? Instead of saying that the food or the fried chicken is good, let's say, fried chicken is good. Okay na siya nga statement na. Pero para mas ma-amplify pa daw siya, you can add nga anong okay man ang fried chicken. Ano may to makapa-okay? Let's say It has a tasty sauce. Pwede. It also has a lot of breadings. Pwede. Basta kay, nag-explain ka ng a lot further apart from the statement being said. Amplification ang tawag. Next one is analogy. Wait sa ha? Base ni anak makita din. Okay, analogy ang tawag pag wait sa let me fix this kay base di nyo makita sa presentation. Wait for a while ha. Wait sa. Okay. Yan. Amplification, again, timan ijoon pag yung mga additional para ma-emphasize ang statement. Analogy is a comparison gihapon eh. Comparison sa two different things to clarify a concept. Analogy is like an allegory pero shorter version ini siya ng allegory. Ang analogy is mag-compare ka sa isa ka aspect to another aspect but this time, as I said, in a shorter version. Okay? Analogy of life in general, dili na makinanglan ng story. Okay, analogy direct na siya ng comparison. Life is not like, or life is not always sunshines and rainbows. Okay, you are comparing life to sunshines and rainbows. And sunshines and rainbows there mean something. Na dili sa tanan panahon gana ang imo or nindot ang imong experiences nga ma-encounter sa life. Okay? That means only nga sa life you will experience thunderstorms. Okay? Nga makapa-strengthen na po sa imong character. So I am referencing another aspect sa kinabuhi nato nga na-experience nato to mean something nga akong gistorya. Okay? No rainbow without the rain. Mukha siyang quotation nga nag-reference sa other aspect. Okay? This is what we call analogy. Oh, so if you do not understand something, mag-reference ka. Okay? It's like, okay, may line example sa analogy. If biblically speaking, if you don't understand the word Trinity, no, John na concept or the existence of three entities, and then claiming that they are one, kung wala ka kasabot kay na Father, na Son, na Holy Spirit, let me give you an analogy para mas masabtan niyo. And this analogy worked for me, by the way. And this analogy is when we compare the Trinity sa space nga naa sa imong kwarto or sa space nga naa pag naa ka sa isa ka room. This room, for example, kaning opisina, is composed of height, width, and length. Okay? I cannot call this a room without the existence or without the existence of one of those three dimensions. So, mas mahibaw-an nato, mas masabtan daw nato ang concept. Again, ang ato gi-compare is Trinity sa room. This is an example of analogy. Short comparison of two different things to clarify a concept. Okay? Ang allegory, comparison gihapon, pero baka siyang story na or short story kay taas-taas man siya. Analogy, mubo-mubo lang. Okay? So, you have to remember the difference. Next, let's have anastrophe. So, anastrophe is the reversal of usual word order for emphasis. Kaya ni gibali-bali ra ang words. Okay? Word for word, wala mautro, gibaliktad lang siya. For example, ang statement kay times past and future, he spoke of. Gibaliktad na, instead, dapat ay he spoke of times past and future. But to emphasize this, that he spoke of something which is times past and future, gibaliktad ni author. And this is very common. Excuse me. This is very common sa mga writers or mga poets, okay, or novelists, na magsulti sila magsuyat sila kibali na you are beautiful. Dili man daw ma-emphasize na nga ikaw gyud is beautiful gyud. Baliktaron na lang daw na ng writer kay para daw ma-emphasize nga you are actually beautiful. So instead of saying you are beautiful, poets will write beautiful. you are. Pwede. Because that is a beauty para sa ilaha, ang anastrophe or the usage of anastrophe. Again, the word order is just reversed. Gibaliktad lang. Okay? Walay maotro sa sentence, walay maotro nga word. Maski isa sa mga words na naa sa sentence wala gigiusab diha. Okay? That's what we call anastrophe. Gibaliktad lang siya para mas ma-emphasize ang gusto i-emphasize ni author. So, next one is anecdote. Anecdote is a brief, personal, or historical story, often amusing or revealing. Ini sab si anecdote, ini ang mga common sayings from common or not common but famous na mga tao. Okay? For example, ining example nato dinhi. Ini siya quotation ini siya ni Thomas Edison. No, I didn't fail ana siya na. I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps. This is an anecdote or a story, historically speaking a story often amusing, kalingaw, okay siya paminawon, or revealing, very transparent, or it reveals an idea coming from the author or the writer himself or herself. So anecdote, it's like telling what you have done in the history of mankind in a short quotation. Bali, imo kasi siya tag-summarize into a very understandable, amusing, and revealing quotation. So anecdote ang tawag nato dyan. Next one is anthropomorphism. This is also very wordy pero masabtan lang yun siya. Ang literary devices lang good is nagagamit lang siya og lain nga term. Pero ang iba na gihan na nato sa katong figurative languages. Kani siya mura siya personification. Okay, mura siya personification because anthropomorphism is a literary device attributing human traits to human entities. Butangan nimo ng human traits ang non-human entities. Ibali, ang example nato diri is ang skies. Butangan nimo ng human entity. Nangisog ko ng sky pag nagdayugdog, for example. You will say angry skies. But we don't know that skies really do get angry, no? Wala man siguro, pero as this literary device is used, pwede. You only should understand na ang pasabot lang sa author or ang gusto i-convey ng author is that lain ang panahon. Angry skies, for example. So, anthropomorphism, personification, dyan si just another term dyan nato. So, literary device, the term would be anthropomorphism. Next one is aphorism. This is a concise statement of truth or principle. Like a universal truth yun, nga every time you use this truth, it usually or it always works. Kay concise statement of truth or principle man siya, dapat it should work whenever someone uses it. For example, or if anyone applies it. Example, anything worth doing is worth doing well. This principle can be applied to everyone or to everything. Na tinuod man sa niya, anything worth doing is worth doing well. This is very self-explanatory. And this is an example of aphorism because this is a concise, precise good nga statement nga tinuod and ini nga principle verifiable. Okay? Aphorism just for example, actions have consequences. That is an example of aphorism, a literary device called aphorism. Concise man siya nga statement of truth or principle. Na tinuod man sa, in every action, naagi consequences. Or in every action, naagi consequence. And if we apply that to any principle in life, that works 100% every time. Okay? So, aphorism ang tawag. Pag concise statement of truth or principle. Next, archetype. Archetype is also a literary device nga universal model of a person, concept, or story type. Example, Romeo and Juliet, pasabot John Dajon is eternal love archetype. Kibali mo ka siya general thinking na ma-accept sab na mga tao. Okay, or reference gihapon, pero usually it is a person or it is a type of person cultivating a certain concept or story nga naa sa iya. For example, kaning Romeo and Juliet. Kaning mga tao, if we mention this one, we automatically equate their personalities and characteristics into love or eternal love. But for me, it is a very immature love and dumb type of love. Okay, you know the story, if you know the story. So Romeo and Juliet is a Onsa pa ni? Mura siya, it's not an equivalence totally, but it is a total reference. No, if you know what I mean. Total reference pag mulong kita love or eternal love daghan manggod kaayo. Pero total reference pag iuna nato pag mention ang mga tao. Let's say Jose Rizal. When we say Jose Rizal, we mean justice, we mean freedom, we mean fighting the abusers, and we mean heroism and many more. Okay? As long as it fits the characteristic of Rizal or the behavior or the attitude of Rizal, and particularly his advocacies. So, archetype John tawag, universal model of a person, concept, or story type. Okay? Next one is ascendaton. Ascendaton is the omission of conjunctions for impact. Simple lang ang ascendaton, wala siya conjunction. Katong conjunction nga coordinating conjunction nga for and nor but or yet so wala na to sila. For example, gikalimtan amo nyo pasabot sa omission. You omitted something or some word or a word to be able to impact your readers. Mo daw na ang dili makapaboring sa isa ka literary piece. Example, read, write, learn. Ginisregard ang grammar din prescriptively because we know for sure that that's allowed. Pwede na siya sa mga authors. Nasa like poetic license, especially in poetry. No? Na ang pag-omit ng grammar rules, pagkalimot sa intentional na pagkalimot sa mga grammar rules, as long as masabtan pa siya pagbasa, that's fine. Pero when we talk about katong mga research ng literary text, dili na siya pwede. So, read, write, learn, instead na read, write, and learn, mao dapat ni ang isuyat no na dapat and after sa write. Pero wala na kay para mas nindot daw. I don't know the proper explanation for this ganong kalimtan mang yun nga. Mas okay man tana tong para sa ako, mas okay man tana tong ano ay and. Pero I'm bot ang ibang authors mo gamit man ani. I don't know their motives for this. So, that's what we call. Timan nilang mao na lang point sa asyndeton. Cacophony is the use of harsh jarring sound. Simple lang ang cacophony class, it is a literary device nga gigamit ng mga author pag mag-describe sila ng mga annoying na mga sounds or mga unpleasant na mga tingog, okay? Use of harsh jarring sounds. For example, rapped and pounded the door. Cacophony John si Jack kay pag ikaw gani magpaspas pagtuktok sa pertahan, di kakuyat na abrihan, for us nga namina or naa sa ilayom, grabe ka annoying. That's a cacophony for us. Okay? There's some opposite ini. Ang opposite ng cacophony is euphony. E-U tapos phony. Euphony means pleasant ang sound. Gana na tingog ang singer, naminaw ka, taganahan ka, you're listening to a euphony. Gana ang music, nag-enjoy ka, you are, or that's an example of euphony. Pero pag annoying, o pag yaot na tingog, then cacophony dyan siya. Okay. Next one is chiasmos. Chiasmos is inverted parallel. Gibaliktad lang gihapon just like sa anastrophe, kaganina sa anastrophe. So chiasmos is different kay ngano man. Baliktarin natin yung mga ideas, but let's not also forget that we can change the wordings or the structure of the sentence. Pwede mabaliktad ang idea, pero dili pwede na constant ra ang words kay mawaya ang meaning. Let's have this example. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Instead of saying this one, ask what you can do for your country. Now, or you have to understand that instead of saying, ask what you can do for your country, not what your country can do for you. pwede nimo baliktaron to emphasize that you yourself can contribute to the society. Dili kung maghuyat pa ka nga si society mag-improve magically. You cannot, it's impossible. No? Baliktaron na lamang nato. Basta kay, ang point sa chiasmus is baliktad ang ija ideas, pero ang word sum, pwede mabaliktad. Pero ang sa anastrophe, baliktaron ang wordings, pero same lang gihapon, walay gibaylo. Ini, nagbali-bali naman. Oh, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask, not dapat na diha. Pero wala man niya gisunod. Basta kay same ang idea, gibali-bali ka ang ideas, chiasmos. Pagbali-bali ang words, anastrophe. Again, pagbali-bali ang ideas, chiasmos. Pag bali-bali ang words, gibaliktad ang words lang, wala ang idea, therefore that's anastrophe. That's the difference. Okay? So, excuse me. Next one is circumlocution. This is the indirect or wordy way of saying something simple. Yung mga pang Miss Universe na mga description, mga flower. Circumlocution yung tawag. Indirect or wordy, dili akan makas pag storya nga, plain and simple language. Hamok mga flowery words or mga unnecessary words or this is just too verbose, oh? Gabi ka wordy. Circumlocution ang tawag. Ekphrastic is describing a visual work of art through writing. Example, an empty doorway. This is your description of a literary work of art. Okay, to express loss. So, kung diyan mo makita na painting, ikaw as writer, tag-describe nimo, then you are using a literary device called ekphrastic. Okay? For example, naglanta ko sa painting ni Leonardo da Vinci, tapos suyat ka, o nag-interpret ka, unay mo na sabtan, or uno para sa imo ang kaning painting ni Da Vinci. Katong imong sinulat, that is already considered as an ekphrastic. A literary device called ekphrastic. Kay it is a description of a visual work of art man siya through writing. Okay, that's the highlight of the literary device ekphrastic. Euphemism. Ang euphemism is mild or polite substitute or tagpuli nato ng mga words sa mga harsh or mga unpleasant na mga terms. Example, di ato magamit na word na dapat dili kayo sakit paminawon. Okay? Instead of saying someone passed or someone died, you can just say someone passed away. Okay? Mas ma-lessen ang burden sa mga naminaw or sa mga tagtungod. Okay? Pwede sab na instead of saying personally I don't tell my students that you are very bobo or bulok. No, I don't explain that way. I just don't use those words kay it's very derogatory. Oh, jay ato terms diha because if you are not getting the concept, for example, you don't usually get things in discussion, then I will use term like mentally struggling, pwede. Instead of saying kamulok, adyaw, pwede na, I see that you are, mag-filter kibali nimo ba? Gipulihan nimo ang words na masakit sa, di ka daw sakit. Instead of saying bobo, you can just say mentally struggling. Okay, instead of saying that you are ugly, then pwede ka kamulong na pantay-pantay lang tayong lahat. Okay, ingana John euphemism. Basta kay imo gi-filter imo words ba para ma-lessen ang kasakit. John, downsizing for layoffs. Foreshadowing, looking in the future. Very common. Okay? Paradox is the contradictory statement that reveals a deeper truth. Paradox is like when you encounter a statement nga mulaong gadug ka na, ha? Mga ha moments ini siya nakatabang ni sa review na mo. Because I call this ha moments. Ha? High walls make not a palace. So, high walls make not a palace. Na high walls, tapos, ang pasabot niya, mansion or palasyo. Okay, high walls man. But it is a contradictory statement that reveals a deeper truth. Kaya dili na naghuya sa high walls or tagas na mga pader is happy or palasyo na dajon. For us, our palace is kanang payag-payag lang. Palasyo na na para sa tuha. As long as we are happy. Okay? So, this is the meaning of it, ang paradox. Ang pathetic fallacy is the same nga sa katong personification. Kato ka ganina. Kani. Taman to. Anthropomorphism. Same lang na siya sa kaning pathetic fallacy. Giving human emotions to nature or objects. Example, the whistling teapot informed him. Mo inform ba ang teapot na dili man. Ang pasabot nga ba dyan na inform is na paabot ang message nga nagbukal na kaning teapot. Okay? Mo nang inform. Pero to talk about something else nga about information, wala. Mura siya giving human emotion to nature or objects. Okay? That's our definition or the definition that we have sa pathetic fallacy. Hopefully, you're still following there. And last one again, is understatement. Understatement is downplaying something for effect or irony. Usually, nagpaka-ironic lang ka ikaw as na nagstorya sa kaning understatement. It's like kuyang ang word nga imo tag-describe sa isa ka performance ng isa ka butak or ang definition mismo. Let's say cut off in your text but usually like it's just a scratch. Example, nasamad ka, nagkapangus na gajud ka. Di mo nakitaan for example imo friend na discuss siya tapos nagkapangus ang siko, nagkapangus ang tuhod, ang lawas, ang agtang, nagkapangus. Na kay ini mo friend kay nag-away ba ka mo tapos nagdumot na ka sa ija. So, instead of saying na kaluoy sab ni friend, mulong ka dadyong ka na, ay, ladyo ka man ton sa tinai. No? Understatement dyan si Jack ay, kaabi na samad, tapos nga na rin mo istorya. No? Understatement means kuyang imo tagsulti for effect or for irony, usually. Okay? Maskin dagko na nasamad, mulong ka na, it's just a scratch. It's just a scratch. Ibali. Waya ka na, ang pasabot. Understatement na siya. Kung kung J sab mo i-describe na someone or something very beautiful, tapos mo lang ka na she's fine or he's fine, that's an understatement kay wala man mo tupong ang imong statement sa definition ng isa ka butang. Understatement dyan tawag. Okay? If your statement is under from what should be defined in the first place, then consider yourself using understatement. Okay? So these are our all literary devices lang so far. Kaya wala na tayo dapat idugang because I think these are enough sa inyo ha. Okay? Allegory, allusion, amplification, analogy, anastrophe, anecdote, anthropomorphism, aphorism, archetype, ascendeton, cacophony, chiasmus, circumlocution, ekphrastic, euphemism, foreshadowing, paradox, pathetic fallacy, and lastly, understatement. Okay, so I guess this ends our discussion. Goodbye, everyone. Hopefully, you learned something and good luck for your upcoming pre-final examination. God bless you all. Goodbye.